Hi everyone, good evening. Hope you're well. So today we're gonna learn a lot of things, and that's gonna be very important class. And before that, I'd like to ask you a few questions. So, how was the yesterday's class? Can you please type in the chat box and let me know how did you enjoy the class with Arifin sir? So just I'm gonna wait for your answer. Then I'm gonna read your comment. Then we're gonna start the class straight away. So please type in the chat box. How was the class with Arifin sir? So thank you for joining right now. Okay, I can see a lot of students are commenting right now. Thank you for joining. Yeah. So I think he shared how to get 7+ in IELTS, and definitely the class was very important for you, especially would like to join join the IELTS course and would like to get a better score on IELTS exam. So please type in the chat box, how was the class with Arifin sir? So thank you for joining. Sami said hello. Hi Sami Ahmed, thank you for joining. So please type in the chat box, how was the class with Arifin sir? Was it phenomenal? Have you learned so many things from him? So what I do is usually I give a what is called kind of introductory class with the teacher, and we take the feedback as well from the students, and then we just provide the whole course. And this is how you're gonna go through the course, and you will learn little by little in every class, every single day. And at the end of the course, you'll be ready to sit for IELTS exam. And this is how you get a better score in IELTS exam. So thank you, Jahan, for joining now. So Jahan said it was great. Okay. MD Mashuk, thank you for joining today. Anybody else here? So just type in the chat box, how was the class with Arifin sir? What did you learn from him? Just I'd like to take your feedback. So today's class is all about degree, comparison. So can you remember in the last class I shared with you, if you'd like to get a better score in IELTS exam, you got to show the variation of structure, variation of sentences, and if you can show them that you have got some sort of ability to demonstrate your skills, so you're gonna get a better score in IELTS exam, right? So Prince, Walaikum Salam, Monirul Islam, Walaikum Salam, thank you for joining. So yeah, so today's class would be all about comparison, and after finishing today's class, you'll be able to utilize in your speaking. Because can you remember in the very beginning I told you the class we have got that was just polishing the whole things what you have learned like 5-10 years ago. And so we have started with the class number 1, structure number 1, and now we are structure number 10. So that was the very basic grammar, the foundation of English, and you have learned, you have practiced, and you have given a presentation as well. So awesome. So quickly, can you please type in the chat box, what are the ways you can show your skill that you have got some sort of capabilities to demonstrate different sort of structure or different sort of sentences? Type in chat box. আমরা কিভাবে আমরা স্পিকিং অথবা রাইটিং এ দেখাতে পারি যে আমাদের ভেরিয়েশন অফ sentences অথবা structure use করার মতো ক্ষমতা আছে? Type in the chat box, how can you do that? So I'd like to see your answer, then we're gonna go through very quickly. Type in the chat box, how can you demonstrate that you have got capabilities to use different sort of expression, different types of structure, just quickly. So if you can remember, still I can remind you that I told you there are 3 to 4 ways you can demonstrate your skills. So number 1, I said passive. Number 2, I said comparison. And number 3, I said transformation of sentences. For example, If you know how to make a lot of sentences using passive, that means you know how to use the variation of sentences. Number two, once you know how to transform from what is called positive into comparative, comparative into superlative, that means you understand that as well. And the third thing is once you understand the comparison, I mean from transformation of sentence, like simple, complex, and compound. If you know how to just change from simple to complex, complex to compound, compound to complex, complex to simple, that means you know the variation of sentences as well. So this is not about the learning, this is about using whatever you are learning, right? So make sure you understand how to use them in your writing and speaking. Once you can do that, that means you know the variation of sentences, right? So how many of you are really ready to jump into the class that's called comparison? If you heard me right, please type in the chat box comparison. I'd like to see. Quickly type in the chat box comparison. Okay, so before starting the comparison class, just I'd like to recap what we have learned till today, right? So type in the chat box comparison. I'd like to see how many of you know today we're gonna learn, practice, and do the presentation regarding the comparison. Very quickly type in the chat box. Okay, so now you can see on the screen is just a question. So if you struggle to speak in English fluently, do you know what's the medicine? Do you know what's the medicine? If you know, okay, if you're struggling to speak English fluently, naturally, with confidence, so I have given you a medicine to solve that problem particularly. So can you please type in the chat box, what was the solution for this? If you are still struggling with fluency, very quickly type in the chat box, let me know what's the solution. Right, so thank you for responding. Zan said comparison, okay. Dola said comparison, Marina said comparison, Adnan said comparison, Ashraf said transformation degree vocabulary. That's right, that's right. These are the things you got to know very well so that you can understand, you can utilize them in different situations, and that's gonna demonstrate that you have got some sort of capabilities to just use the different sort of structure, variety of structure, right? So type in the chat box if you know that what's the medicine if someone is struggling to speak English fluently. Type in the chat box. So if you don't know, just I'd like to remind you is 4 questions you need to practice. So please type in the chat box 4 questions. If you find someone else who is struggling to speak English fluently, all they need to do is they need to practice these 4 questions 3 times in a day for next 30 days. And the first question is, what do you do every day? Second question is, what does your favorite person do every day? Third question is, what did you do yesterday? And fourth question is, what will you do tomorrow? So all you got to do is you need to practice these 4 questions 3 times in a day for next 30 days, right? So next question is, so how many of you are practicing this 3 times in a day for next 30 days? If you have started practicing these 4 questions 3 times in a day, please type in the chat box, it's me. Just type in the chat box, me. I'd like to see how many of you. Okay, thank you for responding. So very quickly, please type in the chat box how many of you are struggling. Just type in the chat box very quickly, me. Okay, so this is the class we're gonna start right now, comparison. So can you please type in the chat box, what's the meaning of comparison? Comparison er mane ki? Just I'd like to see if you know the exact meaning of comparison. Okay, Zahan said she has started practicing 4 questions 3 times in a day for next 30 days. Excellent. Okay, SS Khan said he practiced only once. No, SS Khan, he got to practice it 3 times in a day. If you'd like to get the most benefit out of it, you should follow me. Don't put the medicine into the shelf. That's not gonna cure your disease. All you got to do is you need to follow my instruction. Otherwise, you will not get benefit out of it, right? So please type in the chat box, what's the meaning of comparison? What's the meaning of comparison? Yeah, that's right. Muhammad Ali said compare. That means comparing to each other. That's right. Thank you for answering. So now I'm going to ask you, so what's the smallest country in the world and what's the largest country in the world? Please type in the chat box. Give me the names of two countries. Which one is the smallest country in the world and which one is the largest country or biggest country in the world? Very quickly type in the chat box. Yeah, that's right. So to compare with two different things, to compare between two different things. That's right. So now, can you please type in the chat box? Which one is the smallest country in the world and which one is the largest country in the world? Very quickly. I'm waiting for your answer. Once I get it, then we're gonna start giving you the lesson, how to use comparison in your speaking and writing. Okay, so very quickly, please type in the chat box. What is the smallest country in the world and what is the largest country in the world? Very quickly, please type in the chat box. Very quickly, please type in the chat box. So I'm asking for two countries. So these are the two countries. So Vatican City is the smallest country in the world and Russia is the largest country in the world. So can you please type in the chat box? Vatican City and Russia. Vatican City and Russia. Quickly type in the chat box. Vatican City and Russia. Vatican City and Russia. Okay, so these are the two countries. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world and Russia is the largest country in the world. So I know you know the answer. Now, I'd like to ask you and you need to give me the full sentence, not shortcut. So I'm asking you, which one is the smallest country in the world? Type in the chat box. Which one is the smallest country in the world? Give me the full sentence. Let's see if you can use comparison. Okay, so SS Khan said Vatican City is the smallest and Russia is the largest country in the world. Okay, thank you for responding. So I'd like to see these two sentences from each and every one. So please type in the chat box these two sentences. So the question is, which one is the smallest country in the world and which one is the largest country in the world? Very quickly, please type in the chat box. I would like to see these two sentences from each and everyone. I'm gonna give you the reason why I'm asking this, because if you cannot make these two sentences together, so we're gonna make more sentences in a minute. So at that time, you'll be struggling. You'll find difficulties to make a lot of sentences. So yeah, just follow my instruction and give me two sentences. So which one is the Vatican City? Sorry, which one is the smallest country in the world? And which one is the largest country in the world? So I would like to read everyone else's comment. So Azan said Vatican City is the smallest country in the world. Okay, and which one is the largest one? I'd like to see both answers. Okay, Russia is the largest country in the world. Thank you for responding. Munirul said Vatican is a small and Russia is largest country. No, Munir Islam. Listen very carefully. That should be the structure. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world and Russia is the largest country in the world. I need these two sentences from each and everyone. I can see 15 people are watching here at the live class. You are attending, you are very active. So I'd like to see now 16, right? So I'd like to see 16 into 2, 32 sentences on the comment box, on the chat box. So give me two sentences. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world and Russia is the largest country in the world. Just two sentences. I'll be giving you 30 seconds more to type in the chat box. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world and Russia is the largest country in the world. Everyone else, can you please type in the chat box? Okay, very quickly, type in the chat box. So If you knew Arifin sir, do you know what was his IELTS score? Type in the chat box. Just I'd like to see if you can remember what is said in the last class. Arifin sir IELTS score কত ছিল আমাকে একটু chat box এ লিখে জানান. Just I'm checking if you still can remember. Right, so yeah, Vatican City is the smallest country in the world and Russia is the largest country in the world. Now we're gonna make comparison between these two countries. Right, so one is smaller, the other one is larger. So one is smaller, the other one is larger. Yeah, Muhammad Ali, that's right. He got 8. Ronnie Chaudhary said he got 8.5. No, Ronnie, he got 8, and another teacher, Kazi Bobi, he got 8.5. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you for responding. I know someone made a mistake on the poster. Probably you might be confused for that. So now we're gonna make comparison between Vatican City and Russia. So Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Can you please type these two sentences together? Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Very quickly, please type these two sentences. Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Vatican City is smaller than Russia. So Vatican City, Russia. So this one is the smallest one, this one is the largest one. Now we are making comparison these two countries. So we are saying a smaller, bigger, or larger. So Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Right, so give me these two sentences together very quickly. Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. So give me two sentences together, not one, right? Thank you. Thank you, Ronnie Chaudhary, for responding. Thank you, Prince, for responding. Munir Islam said Russia is the largest country in the world. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Dola said Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Dola, thank you for responding. I think you are too fast in typing. Well done. So which device do you use, Dola? Is it mobile phone, or is it laptop or computer, something else? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see. You are so fast. Zahan said Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Well done, Zahan. You are so quick as well. So Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Muhammad Ali said Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Okay, excellent. Thank you. So Russia is larger than Vatican City. No, Ronnie, it should be larger. Larger, right? So larger, the largest. Big, bigger, the biggest. So these are the comparisons you need to follow. Shabul said Russia is larger than Vatican City. Okay. All I want from you is, okay, Dola said mobile phone. Okay, my God, it's too fast. Okay, so Vatican City is smaller than Russia, and Russia is larger than Vatican City. Excellent, thank you. Now we're gonna make comparison among three countries. Russia, Bangladesh, and Vatican City. So how many countries you can see on the screen? Please type in the chat box. Very quickly, type in the chat box. How many countries? Okay, how many names of the countries you can see on the screen? Screen কয়টা country নাম দেখতে পাচ্ছেন? আমাকে একটু comment box এ লিখে জানান. Okay, now we're gonna make comparison. So Russia is the largest. Vatican City is the smallest, right? So we can see three countries on the screen. Okay, now we're gonna make comparison. So we're gonna start with, okay, make the comparison between Russia and Bangladesh. So how can you compare between Russia and Bangladesh? Please type in the chat box. So among these three countries, we're gonna make comparison between Russia and Bangladesh, right? So game has been started. Now we're gonna make a lot of sentences using comparison. So your mind will be blown away. Make sure you are focused, right? So please do the comparison between two countries, Russia and Bangladesh. Russia and Bangladesh. So how can you make comparison between Russia and Bangladesh? So Russia is, I'm not telling. I'm not saying the answer. I'd like to see in the chat box. Very quickly, please type in chat box. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Yeah, that's right. There are 3 countries on the screen. So now, give me the comparison between Russia and Bangladesh. So Mohammad Ripon said Russia is smaller than Bangladesh. Russia is smaller than Bangladesh. Okay, Ripon, make sure the spelling THAN. Otherwise, you're gonna get a different meaning. THAN, right? So Russia is smaller than Bangladesh? Really? No, Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Just can you please type in chat box? Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Now we're gonna make 2 comparisons between Bangladesh and Vatican City, right? So please type in chat box how you're gonna show the comparison. So the first sentence is Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Second sentence, Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. So sentence number 1, Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Sentence number 2, Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. Sentence number 3, Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh. Sentence number 4, Bangladesh is smaller than Russia. So among these 3 countries, Russia is the largest country and Vatican City is the smallest one. Right, so this is how you need to make comparison. You need to show that you know the variation of sentences, structures, right? So yeah, so comment below. I'd like to see these 4 sentences. Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is smaller than Russia. So Russia is the largest one. Vatican City is the smallest one. So these are the 6 sentences I'd like to see from you. 6 sentences. So I'd like to see these 6 sentences from you. So if you know, and if you practice these 6 sentences, you will be able to utilize comparison in your writing and speaking, right? So these are the 6 sentences. So please type in the chat box. So Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is smaller than Russia. So Russia is the largest one and Vatican City is the smallest one. Quickly, 6 sentences I'd like to see. Who can make 6 sentences together? Who can make 6 sentences together? I'm going to give you 60 seconds to write down 6 sentences together. So all you got to do is you need to write down Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. Second sentence. Third sentence, Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh. Fourth sentence is Bangladesh is smaller than Russia. Fifth sentence is Russia is the largest one and Vatican City is the smallest one. Right. Now I'm asking you questions. So how many of you can make 6 sentences? Type in the chat box 6. I'd like to see who can make 6 sentences using this comparison. If you can, please type in the chat box 6. আপনাদের মধ্যে দেখি কে কে জানেন যে 6টা সেন্টেন্স কিভাবে এই কম্পারিজন ইউজ করে বানাতে হয়। যদি আপনি বানাতে পারেন, type in the chat box 6. Type in the chat box 6. Okay. Very quickly, type in the chat box 6. Type in the chat box 6. I'd like to see. Okay, Mohammed, we're gonna do a lot of comparisons, but would like to stay in the same pace. So that's why I'm requesting you to give me these 6 sentences. Right, thank you. Thank you for answering. So Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is smaller than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh. Russia is the largest one. Vatican City is the smallest one. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. So yeah, that's right. So these are the 6 sentences. If you can make, you can utilize comparison. Now we're gonna practice together. Are you ready? Are you ready to practice? If you're ready, please type in chat box READY. Ready? Very quickly type in the chat box READY. How many of you are really ready to practice with me these 6 sentences? Just type in the chat box ready. Okay, still I can see a lot of answers. Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh. Russia, Bangladesh, okay, Vatican City and Bangladesh is smaller than, okay, Russia is the largest country in the world and Vatican City is the smallest one. Okay. Oh, excellent, excellent. Thank you. So now I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, go, and you need to give me 6 sentences. Ready? I know you're ready. Stop typing. Stop typing. Practice with me. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is smaller than Russia. So Russia is the largest one. Vatican City is the smallest one. Okay. So one more time. This time you're gonna give me 6 sentences in one breath, right? 6:1. Are you ready? You got to give me 6 sentences in one breath. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start loudly. Russia is larger than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is larger than Vatican City. Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is smaller than Russia. So Russia is the largest one among these 3 countries, and Vatican City is the smallest one. So if you made 6 sentences in one breath, please type in the box 6:1. Very quickly, please type in the box 6:1. I would like to see how many of you made 6 sentences in one breath. 6:1. Very quickly, type in the chat box 6:1. Now, so these are the 6 sentences you made. Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh. Bangladesh is smaller than Russia. Russia is larger than Bangladesh. And, okay, thank you. Thank you. So Sami said 6:2. Okay, so these are the 3 places, right? Pond, river, and sea. Pond, river, and sea. Now I'm gonna ask you to give me 6 sentences using these 3 things: pond, river, and sea. So can you please type in the chat box which one is the smallest one and which one is the biggest one here? Among these 3 things, pond, river, and sea, which one is the smallest one and which one is the biggest one? Please type in the chat box. Give me 2 sentences. Don't play shortcut. Give me 2 sentences. Which one is the biggest one and which one is the smallest one? Which one is the smallest one and which one is the biggest one? Very quickly, type in the chat box. Among these 3 places, which one is the biggest one and which one is the smallest one? Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. Okay, pond is the smallest one and sea is the biggest one. Thank you for responding, Jahan. Ashraf also said pond is the smallest one. Okay, Ashraf, you missed is. Pond is the smallest one. Is the smallest one and C is the biggest one. So Ashraf, if you right now, if you don't correct yourself, it's gonna reduce your marks in IELTS speaking and writing as well. So make sure you follow the structure. If you don't follow the structure, you're gonna get the reduced marks, right? So make sure you understand these small mistakes. So pond is the smallest one and C is the biggest one. Thank you, Ripon. Dola said pond is the smallest one and C is the biggest one. Thank you. Thank you for responding. Now we're gonna go one by one. So give me a comparison between pond and river. Pond and river. Give me a comparison between pond and river. So pond is dash dash then the river. Type in the chat box. Pond is dash dash then the river. Type in the chat box very quickly. I'd like to see. And then river is dash dash then the sea. And then sea is dash dash then the river. and the river is dash dash than the pond. So among these three places, pond is the biggest one, and sorry, pond is the smallest one, and sea is the biggest one, right? So so yeah, start comparison from between pond and river. Pond এবং রিভারের মধ্যে আমাকে pond and river এর মধ্যে আমাকে একটু comparison করে দেখান. Okay, excellent, thank you for responding. Pond is smaller than river and river is smaller than sea. Thank you. And now we're gonna go other way, opposite way. Now sea and river, give me the comparison. So sea is dash dash than the river, and river is dash dash than the pond. So type in the chat box very quickly. So we are starting from here. Pond is smaller than the river, and the river is smaller than the sea. And now we're gonna go from here to here. Sea is smaller than the river, and river is smaller than the pond, right? So among these three places, pond is the biggest one. Sorry, pond is the smallest one, and sea is the biggest one. Okay, pond is smaller than the river, and river is the larger than pond. Okay, no, SS Khan. River is larger than pond, not the. River is larger than pond. So be careful. So we're gonna use the only superlative, the biggest, the smallest. So superlative এর ক্ষেত্রে যেটা সর্বোচ্চ পর্যায়ে সেটার ক্ষেত্রে আমরা কি ইউজ করব? the. Otherwise we're gonna use normal comparison. Sea is the biggest one and pond is the smallest one. Okay, thank you. Sea is larger than river and river is smaller than sea. Okay, pond. Okay, Ribbon said pond is the smaller than river and river is the bigger than pond. Okay. Okay, so now thank you for responding. Now we're going to practice again 6 sentences together. 6:1, right? So first of all, listen to me, then I'll give you the opportunity to practice with me. So this is how I need to start. Pond is smaller than river, river is smaller than sea, sea is bigger than river, river is bigger than pond. So among these three places, pond is the smallest one, sea is the largest one. Got it? Got it? So now practice with me, right? Stop typing. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's just start loudly. Pond is smaller than the river. Pond is smaller than river. River is smaller than sea. Sea is bigger than river. River is bigger than pond. So among these three places, pond is the smallest one and sea is the largest one. So how many of you made 6 sentences right now? Please type in the chat box 6. Type in the chat box 6. I'd like to see how many of you made 6 sentences altogether. Very quickly, please type in chat box. How many of you made 6 sentences together? Thank you for responding. So quickly type in the chat box 6 if you made 6 sentences. One more time, you're going to practice the same structure, same comparison, but this time the challenge is you got to give me 6 sentences within one breath, right? এক নিঃশ্বাসে কি করবেন? সবগুলো সেন্টেন্স আমাকে দিতে হবে। Are you ready? Ready? So when I say go, you need to give me 6 sentences using one breath. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Pond is smaller than river, river is smaller than sea, sea is bigger than river, river is bigger than pond. So among these three places, pond is the smallest one, the sea is the largest one or biggest one. Thank you. So if you made 6 sentences using one breath, please type in the box 6:1, right? So if you have finished 6 sentences in one breath, please type in the box 6:1. Thank you. Thank you for responding. I'd like to see how many of you made 6 sentences in one breath. Okay, now we're gonna make a little bit complicated for you so that you can understand while you are reading the passage or you see in writing there are some sort of these structures is used, right? So make sure you understand them very well. So now what I'm gonna do, just I'm putting the size of, right? The same comparison, but just we are adding extra words, the size of. So I can see the size of pond is smaller than the size of river. the size of river is smaller than the size of sea. The size of sea is bigger than the size of river. The size of river is bigger than the size of pond. So among these three places, the size of pond is the smallest one, and the size of sea is the biggest one. Okay, so just I'm putting the size of, and there is a reason why I'm utilizing these examples. Because if you say the size of pond is smaller than the river, wrong. If you say the size of pond is smaller than river, it's wrong. Can you please type in chat box, why do you think it's wrong sentence? Why do you think this is a wrong sentence? If I say the size of pond is smaller than river, this sentence is wrong. Why it is wrong? Type in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you, Mumina, for joining us. So she said pond is smaller than river. River is bigger than pond. River is smaller than sea. The sea is bigger than river. Okay. Okay, that's right. So please type in chat box, why do you think this sentence is wrong? If I say the size of pond is smaller than river, if I say this sentence is totally wrong. So this is how I need to practice, right? Very quickly type in the chat box and practice with me. So this is how I need to practice. The size of pond is smaller than the size of river. The size of river is smaller than the size of sea. The size of sea is bigger than the size of river. The size of river is bigger than the size of pond. Among these three places, the size of pond is the smallest one. The size of sea is the biggest one, right? So that's right, Mohammad Ali, you are right. So all we got to compare with the size of something with the size of something, right? We cannot compare with the size and river. It's two different things. We cannot compare the size with the river, but we can compare size to size. Did you get me? আমরা সাইজের সাথে রিভারের কম্পেয়ার করতে পারবো না, আমরা যেটা কম্পেয়ার করতে পারবো একটা সাইজের সাথে আরেকটা সাইজের। এইজন্যই this sentence is wrong. So all you got to do is you need to say the size of pond is smaller than the size of river. The size of river is smaller than the size of the sea. The size of sea is bigger than the size of river. The size of river is bigger than the size of pond. So among these three places, the size of pond is the smallest one and the size of sea is the biggest one. Okay, is it clear? If it is clear, please type in chat box clear. I'd like to see how many of you really understood what was happening here. So all you got to do, you need to do the comparison with the size with the another size, right? You cannot compare with the size with the river. Okay, now the second sentence you can see, I said the size of river is smaller than that of, right? So instead of the size of, you can use that of. Instead of size of, you can use that of. Now you might be asking, why is that? Can you remember we use like Tony is a performance coach. Then we say he runs a $1 billion company in the world. He is 6 feet tall. He donates a lot of money to charity. So did you see? Just once I said Tony, then I said he. So the same way. So for example, whom should I say? Sheikh Hasina is the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, and she is ruling the country right now. So I said once Sheikh Hasina, then I say she. So you don't need to understand the grammatical terms and conditions. All you got to do is going to be the same. Instead of the size of, we say that of. So the first sentence I said the size of pond is smaller than the size of river. Then I said the size of river is smaller than that of sea. The size of sea is bigger than that of river. the size of river is bigger than that of pond. So among these three places, the size of pond is the smallest one, the size of sea is the biggest one. Okay, so can you please type in the chat box, the size of equals that of? Very quickly type in the chat box, because you will see these kind of sentences in your IELTS reading, and once you see that of, what does it mean? So probably they have used some sort of things earlier, and instead of using the same thing time and again, they have used that of. So once you understand that this pattern of the sentence, you will understand the reading well, right? So please type in the chat box, the size of means that of. Quickly type in the chat box, the size of means that of. So once you understand the difference between the size of and that of, you understand everything. Okay, let's recap where we have started. So for the superlative, we use the biggest, the smallest, the largest, and also we do some sort of comparison. We use is bigger than this, smaller than this, and also sometimes we use like pronoun, we use the size of, and instead of size of, you use that of. So if you understand these few things, it's going to help you a lot in your writing and in speaking as well. So here, the size of means that of. The size of means that of. So I know probably still you might think, okay, why is so difficult? It's not difficult. Once you practice at home, probably you might be listening this class probably 2 or 3 times. You will find it very easy. So now I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. This is your exam. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to give me 6 sentences and using size of. So the size of village, the size of district, the size of country, right? So give me 6 sentences in 1 comment. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to give me 6 sentences. Let's see if you can do it. This is your exam, okay? I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to give me 6 sentences. All you got to do is you need to do the comparison and you need to give me 6 sentences as we have practiced earlier. যেভাবে আমরা previously practice করেছি সেইভাবে আমাকে 6টা সেন্টেন্স দিবেন. The size of village, comparison to the size of district, the size of country. Give me 6 sentences. I'd like to see. This is your exam, right? This is your quiz. I'd like to see how many of you can give me 6 sentences together. So 30 seconds gone. 90 seconds remaining. So please quickly type in the chat box. Okay, so 60 seconds gone. So you have got another minute. So give me 6 sentences using the size of. I'd like to see how many have you practiced a lot and how many you can make 6 sentences together. So the comparison would be with village, district, and country, and you should use the size of, and size of. And also use that of as well when you can. Okay, so this class is very, very important. I would like to recommend you to watch this class at least 2-3 times and practice loudly. So you'll be able to understand, you'll be able to utilize them in your speaking and writing. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow, the class will be huge. So tomorrow probably we're gonna do transformation of sentence, and make sure you come to the class on time, because that's a big class. I would say it's a long lesson, and that's not, I mean, I wouldn't say that's the easier one to learn transformation of sentence in one day. However, we're gonna build the foundation so that you understand how these things work, so that later on you can utilize the same structure and you can make a lot of sentences using the transformation of sentence, like simple, complex, and compound, right? So I'd like to see 6 sentences together using the size up. So yeah, 40 seconds left. Please keep typing. 40 seconds left. I'd like to see how many of you can give me 6 sentences together. Village, district, and country, and you should use the size of as well. Very quickly, please type in the chat box. Okay, so Sami said the size of village, then district. No, Sami, it doesn't make any sense. The size of village is bigger than the size of district. That's what you need to say. The size of village is smaller than the size of district. So this is how the size of district is smaller than that of country. Okay, Rajiv says sorry for being late. Okay, no problem at all. Make sure you watch the recorded class. So Mumin Akhtar said the size of village is smallest. No, the size of village is smaller than that of district. Okay, so the first sentence you should say the size of and size of. The second sentence you should that of. প্রথম সেন্টেন্সে আপনাকে size of রাখতে হবে, তারপরের গুলাই আপনি that of use করতে পারবেন. So make sure you understand it what I am saying. So Mumina, it has to be the size of village is smaller than size of district. Then the size of district is bigger. No, not biggest, bigger than that of. Okay, the size of district is smaller than that of village. The size of country. Okay, no, you messed up. So make sure you follow the structure. Muhammad Ripon said Bangladesh is bigger than Dhaka. Muhammad Ripon, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Mumin said the size of district is smallest than. No, Mumin Akhtar, the size of district is smaller than. The size of district is smaller than that of country. Okay, SS Khan said the size of village is smaller than the size of district. Okay, the size of district is smaller than the size of country. Okay, the size of country. Okay, the size of country is the largest one, and the size of village is the smallest one. Okay, you're almost there. So Ashraf said the size of village is smaller than the size of district. Okay. Rami Begum said the size of village. Rami, what is that? The size of village dash then. The size of village is smaller than. You should say smaller. Otherwise, we don't understand it. Whether it is smaller or bigger. Rami, you should say the size of village is smaller than the size of district. Right. So Rajiv said the district is bigger than the village, but smaller than the country. Okay. So what we are practicing is 6 sentences. All I want from you is 6 sentences. Still, I didn't see all the sentences together. Still, I didn't see all the sentences together. So we have practiced a lot, right? Last 50 minutes, we are practicing this structure, this comparison, and still you didn't get it. Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much. You should practice at home. Okay, now practice with me. Stop typing. Now practice with me. So you should start with the size, right? The size of village is smaller than the size of district. Got it? One more time, repeat with me. The size of village is smaller than the size of district. Second one is the size of district is smaller than the size of country. The size of country is bigger than the size of district. The size of district is bigger than the size of village. So among these three places, the size of village is the smallest one and the size of country is the biggest one. Very simple. Don't make it complicated, right? Don't make it complicated. One more time, repeat with me, repeat with me. So we're going to start with village, right? The size of village is smaller than the size of district. The size of district is smaller than the size of country. The size of country is bigger than the size of district. The size of district is bigger than the size of village. So among these three places, the size of village is the smallest one and the size of country is the biggest one, right? So can you please tell me who can practice it and who can make these 6 sentences easily when you practice at home? Type in this box, me. I would like to see how many of you can make these 6 sentences randomly. If you cannot use these 6 sentences randomly, you will be making a lot of mistakes in, I would say, writing, and also you might be making a lot of mistakes in your speaking as well. So make sure you follow this structure. One more time, right? Practice with me. One more time. This time we're gonna make 6 sentences in one breath. আমরা 6টা সেন্টেন্স তৈরি করব এক নিঃশ্বাসে। Ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. The size of village is smaller than the size of district. The size of district is smaller than that of country. The size of country is bigger than that of district. The size of district is bigger than that of village. So among these 3 places, village, the size of village is the smallest one and the size of country is the biggest one. Okay, so you should practice it. You should practice it at home. At home. So once you understand the whole thing, then do the comparison. I mean, with different places like Dhaka, Sylhet, Chittagong. Then do the comparison in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. Then do the comparison with what is called so do the comparison with different markets as well, so that you can understand, and it's gonna happen here. So if you don't practice it, if you don't think about it, if you don't write it, if you don't practice it in speaking, you will not get it. So make sure you practice these 6 sentences many times, right? So now these are the comparison you got to use to show the variation of sentences. Now what I'm gonna do, I will give you a homework, and the homework is this. Okay, so before the homework, of course I'm gonna give you the homework at the end of. Before the homework, just I'd like to make sure that this called connectors. Can you please type in this box, connectors? Just type in this box, connectors. So now you might be asking, what do you mean by connectors? So in speaking and in writing, connectors are very, very important. And now I'm gonna do some sort of example. So just think about this. A beautiful lady, if she is wearing a lot of ornaments, will she look good, beautiful, lovely, or not? Type in the chat box. If you see a beautiful lady, if she is wearing on the top of that, different sort of jewelries like bangle, earring, nose ring, these sort of ornaments, so will she look more lovely, more beautiful, or not? Type in the chat box, yes or no. So the same way, connectors, if you use connectors in your language, it's gonna look very, very good, even better, right? So make sure you use connectors in your speaking and your writing as well. So mostly these are the connectors you can use. So the first thing is first of all, then moreover, then furthermore, then also, then and once you go to different directions, then you should use however, but, this sort of things. And once you finish it, then you can say finally, lastly, to summarize, these sort of things. right? So in language, connector means ornament. So these are the connectors, means these are the ornaments of your language. So make sure you utilize them. Do you understand what I mean? If you really understood, please type in the chat box understood. I'd like to say clearly that if you understood or not. Type in the chat box understood. So, and also please type in the chat box connectors means ornament in language. Connectors mean ornaments in language, right? So now I'm going to give some sort of examples so that you can understand. So first of all, we're going to start with first of all. Now let's say I'm going to talk about Trump, Donald Trump, right? So first of all, I would say Donald Trump is an ex-president in the United States. Moreover, he is a businessman. Furthermore, he got married many times. Also, he loves golf, and he is a real estate mogul in the United States. However, he makes bad comment to ladies. However, he talks a lot about the bad things, which is not accepted by the society. Finally, I would like to say he's a successful person in his life. Did you get me? So I started it first of all, ex-president, one information. Moreover, businessman, another information. Furthermore, he got married a couple of times, another information. Also, he loves golf, another information. And he does real estate business, right? So these are all the information, positive information I have given. And all of a sudden I changed the direction. So however, he sometimes he talks nonsense, right? So changing the direction, changing the flow of information. And once I finish, then finally I would say he's a successful person in his life, though he has got lots of scandal. Did you get me? So this is how you should use connectors. So I'm gonna give more examples. So first of all, I would say this is a device, it's called mobile phone. Moreover, we use it to talk with someone else who is staying far away from me. Furthermore, it has got nice camera, and I use it to capture some photos and videos. Also, I use social media like Facebook, YouTube through my mobile. And I do some official work like sending files and all the stuff through this device. However, it sucks a lot of time while I'm going to social media. Probably just I watch probably 2-3 hours at a time. Finally, I would say, though it has got a lot of pros and cons, I love to use it. You got it? So I said a lot of positive stuff about mobile phone. I said it's a device. We use it for pictures, videos. We use social media. We can use it for official work. And however, all of a sudden I said it wastes our time, because sometimes, you know, we jump into Facebook and we started watching the videos and we don't know, like 2 hours gone. And I said, oh my God, I have lost 2 hours, right? So finally, though it has got pros and cons, I love to use this device. So now my question is, will you be able to use these connectors in your speaking and writing? Will you be able to utilize these connectors in your speaking and writing? If you can, please type in the chat box, yes, I can. From now on, yes, I can. I'd like to see how many of you can use these connectors in your speaking and writing? Very quickly type in the chat box, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay, so here you go, your homework. So today's homework, all you got to do is, these are the 8 things you need to present in your homework. So first of all, you need to introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Hasan Habib, and I'm a student of speaking English in 12 days. And today I'd like to share about the topic, and the topic is called hassle-free education. So how did you find us? So whatever your answer, you should, for example, you can say, I was a member of different Facebook group, and one of the team member from hassle-free education, they send me a message if I'm interested in doing a course. It's completely free. I don't have to pay even a single penny. And I agreed, and then I started communicating with them. They put me into a WhatsApp group, and from there I got a link, and now I'm doing the class on YouTube. So next question is, can you speak English now? So can you remember I told you in IELTS, you got to extend your answer. Try to extend your answer. So instead of saying one sentence, try to say 2 to 3 sentences. So can you speak English now? You can say, yes, I can speak English now, or I cannot speak English now. You can say, but to me, I would say you should extend your answer. Something like, to be honest with you, I was very, very scared to speak English in front of anybody else. And now I can speak English, and I also recorded like 7 or 8 presentation, and I uploaded in the group, and I'm much more confident, and I believe that I can speak English now. So what did you learn over 9 days, right? So I'm not sure is this class 9 or 10. So you should start with the first one. So we have learned so many things from this course over 9 days. We have started with the subject plus be verb, and I have given a presentation about myself, and that was awesome. Then I have learned present simple, and we have given a presentation about what do I do every day. And the next day I have learned how to ask and answer, especially questions. And now I understand the pattern of interrogative sentence. I know how to make questions quickly. And also in that class, I have given a presentation about what does my favorite person do every day. And after that, I have learned so many things about the past form, past simple, the structure of subject plus verb to. In that class, I have given a presentation about what did I do yesterday. And the next class, I'm in class number 6, I have learned how to make interrogative sentences using the past form. And I have given a presentation about what is called a holiday I enjoyed the most. And that was very honest. I gave a presentation and I was satisfied. And after that, I have learned about the future form, because these are the tenses are very, very important in my speaking and writing. If I can reduce my mistakes in terms of grammar, I might get a better score in IELTS, especially speaking and writing. And the last class, we had a class with a famous IELTS teacher, with Arifin sir, who has got 18 IELTS, and he shared with us how can I get 7+ in IELTS. And today we have learned how to do the comparison, and I believe that I have learned so much things about from this course. So what's your aha moment of this course? I don't know what's your aha moment. So you can tell a lot of things. For example, the aha moment is to record my presentation in English and upload into the video, though probably I didn't say anything on social media platform, but this is the thing. Or you can say my aha moment is when I upload my presentation in the group, a lot of people, positive minded people, they leave the good comments, and that inspired me a lot. Or my aha moment is I have got the like-minded people here, the best community, where I can make mistakes, I can learn, I can practice with them. Right? So aha moment means your best moment, surprising moment. What surprised you? And then how can you improve more? So you can say a lot of things. You can say, I can improve my English in many ways. First of all, if I follow the instruction, for example, buying a diary and writing every day, every single day in the morning, practicing 4 questions 3 times in a day for next 30 days, and also finding a partner from the group, approaching to them, sending a message that can I practice with you, and every day half an hour scheduling, I can improve my English a lot more better. So I have some positive comments that you should say about Hassel-Free Education. Are they helpful? If you ask some sort of information, do they provide? Are they willing to help you out? Are they willing to pick up from the airport? Personally, me, I mean, once you get the visa, yeah. So leave your positive comment, and then would you recommend us? So would you recommend your friends to us, colleagues to us, family members to us? Of course, I would recommend a lot of my friends, classmates, and colleagues to Hassel-Free Education, because it doesn't charge even a single penny. Secondly, they are providing the best teachers in the world, like Arifin sir, Kazi Baby sir for IELTS, right? So thank you for listening to me. This is how I need to give a presentation. Can you do that? Can you do that? If you can, please type in the chat box. Okay, so now my question is, so will you give a presentation on this topic, Hassel-Free Education? Will you? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see your answer. If you'd like to give a presentation on this topic, Hassel-Free Education, please type in the chat box. Yes, I will. I'd like to see how many of you are really committed to give a presentation every single day. Type in the chat box very quickly. I will. Can you remember? So I told you, if you finish this course successfully, you're gonna get a certificate, and the certificate is not a piece of paper. There's the recognition that you worked so hard, you achieved it, because you can see 600 people, they have joined us to this program, but now probably 100 or 150 people, 60 people, they are doing this course online or recorded version, right? So this is the challenge, and the question is, are you winning or are you losing? Are you a winner or are you a quitter? So if you are giving up, you are a quitter. And if you are just, probably you are so busy, you have got so many things, still you are sticking to it. You are committed here to attend the class on time. If you miss even a class, you go and you see the recorded version, and then you give a presentation, right? So I can see a lot of students, they're saying they're going to give a presentation. Zahan, thank you for responding. Ashraf, thank you. Mumina Akhtar, thank you. Tasrin, thank you. Ashraf, thank you. Ronnie Chaudhary, thank you. Mohammad Ripon, thank you. Monur Islam, thank you so much. Yeah, that's right. So you need to give a presentation about Hassel-Free Education, right? So very easy. You should start. Hi everyone, this is Habib. Today I'd like to give a presentation, and the topic is Hassel-Free Education. Then and so this is how teaching you how to talk, how to generate ideas for cue card in IELTS. So probably in the last class, Arifin sir, he shared with you what is cue card. Cue card means a topic they're gonna give you. You need to write down some ideas, and then you should speak at least 2.5 minutes until the examiner stops you. So if you practice like this way, so if you ask question, answer it, ask question, answer it, ask question, answer it, then you give a presentation. Now just think about this. Okay, so I have asked all the questions and I have answered it. Now I'm gonna give a presentation for 2.5 minutes, and I will not stop. So this is how, if you practice like 20-30 topics, you will be ready for IELTS speaking test. Okay, so make sure that you give a presentation. And just quick question is, so how many of you scheduled and practice with your speaking partner last few days? Type in the chat box. Have you got your speaking partner, and have you practiced with your speaking partner, schedule 30 minutes in a day? Type in the chat box. Very quickly type in the chat box. I'd like to see how many of you send 5 messages after watching the videos, commenting positive things, and you got your speaking partner and you schedule like every single day, 10 o'clock or tomorrow 3 o'clock, day after tomorrow 5 o'clock, and you have started practicing, and you are improving, you are getting the confidence. How many? Type in the chat box. Okay, so Ashraful said me. That means you got your speaking partner and is scheduled for practicing, right? That's right. That's right. So this is the end of the class for today. So just I'd like to recap what we have gone through. So today's class was all about comparison, and we practiced a few structures in the guise of sentences. For example, first of all, I asked you which country is the smallest country in the world, and which country is the biggest country in the world, and you said me Russia and Vatican City. So we made two sentences. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world, Russia is the biggest country in the world. Then we made a lot of comparisons. So Russia is bigger than Vatican City is smaller than Russia. Then we put another country, Bangladesh. So now we have the three countries, Russia, Bangladesh, Vatican City. Now we made a lot of comparison among these three countries, and we made 6 sentences, something like this. Vatican City is smaller than, Vatican City is smaller than Bangladesh, Bangladesh is smaller than Russia, Russia is bigger than Bangladesh, Bangladesh is bigger than Vatican City. So among these three countries, Russia is the largest one, Vatican City is the smallest one. Then we put a bit complication like size of and that of, right? So the size of Vatican City is smaller than the size of Bangladesh. The size of Bangladesh is smaller than that of Russia. The size of Russia is bigger than that of Bangladesh. The size of Bangladesh is bigger than that of Vatican City. Among these three countries, the size of Vatican City is the smallest. The size of Russia is the biggest one. That's what we did. So I wanted to make sure that you practice these 6 sentences many times. So you need to follow the structure. So once you say superlative, make sure you put the biggest country, the largest country, the smallest country, right? And once you make 2 comparison, like a smaller than, bigger than, right? More beautiful, less beautiful, these are the things. And then we have covered the connectors, and connectors means ornaments of the language, and I have given a few connectors over there. There are so many connectors out there, but you should remember that if I use connectors, that means it's going to look good, because connectors are the ornaments in the language. So in your speaking and in your writing, you should use connectors. So you're going to start it first of all, moreover, furthermore, and also Then if you change the direction, for example, you're saying good, all of a sudden bad, then you should use however, but, these sort of things, right? And finally, once you close, then you should say finally, or lastly, or at last. To summarize, I would like to say this, and this is how you need to use connectors, right? So yeah, and finally, I have given you the presentation. The presentation is the what is called the hassle-free education. So you should ask those questions, you should answer it, and you try to extend like 2-3 sentences instead of one sentence answer. And once you do that, then give a presentation. Keep talking about 2 to 3 minutes. So use your stopwatch and keep speaking for 2.5 minutes, and take another topic, ask questions, keep speaking for 2.5 minutes. So if you continuously practice like this way, so your cue card will be like easy as pie, right? So that's everything. So finally, before finishing this class, just I'd like to request you. I always request you to share this class. Of course, you're gonna do it. And also tomorrow, when you upload your homework, share your homework on your Facebook. I repeat, tomorrow, I would definitely recommend you practice. Those are the 7-8 questions. Give a presentation, nice presentation, beautiful presentation, using all the connectors, and then share, upload in the Facebook group, UK Study Visa, then share on your Facebook, right? So how many of you would like to share your homework tomorrow? Please type in the chat box, I will share. I'd like to see. Kara আগামীকালের হোমওয়ার্কটা প্রেজেন্টেশনটা শেয়ার করবেন আপনাদের ফেসবুকে। প্লিজ টাইপ ইন চ্যাট বক্স I will. So SS Khan said, I'm interested to join such kind of group. I'm not sure, SS Khan, whether you are joined in the group or not. So we have got a group, it's called UK Study Visa, where each and every students upload their homework. So if you haven't got it, just I'm gonna just give me 1 minute. I will share the link. Okay, just give me 30 seconds. Just I'm gonna share from here so that you can see it properly. Facebook, UK Study Visa. Copy link. Just commenting in the chat box so that you can join there, right? So I have given the link in the chat. So make sure you submit your homework in the group. So thank you everyone for joining me. And tomorrow I'd like to see you at the same time. And tomorrow we have got a class about transformation. So make sure don't be late. Come to the class on time, 5 o'clock UK time, 10 p.m. Bangladesh time.